Srisha Reddy is in fact joining us on the phone line. Srisha is on the ground, remember, breaking developments as they're taking place. Srisha, the latest confirmation is that the blast in fact took place in the bogies of the Guwahati Express and not on the platform.
Well, that's right. It happened in the bogies S4 and S5 of the Guwahati Express. At this point in time, we have information that at least 11 people have been injured and 5 of them have been critically injured and have been admitted at the nearby Rajiv Gandhi Government Hospital, which is close by to the Central Railway Station. And one point we have to note at this point in time is that Central Railway Station is very crowded, and especially during the vacation time, because this is the time where people go out for vacations, and early morning trains are at least 10 to 11 trains that pass by, as the was also earlier pointed out. So this time is very crucial, and of course there have been heavy security deployed at Central Railway Stations and also at different locations in the city, fearing any sort of a threat. But this is the time that Chennai has not seen any recent blast in the past, so that this is one thing that has been by a lot of passengers who have been travelling at this point in time. Of course, heavy security have been deployed in and around the places, and people have not been allowed to go into the place because the other experts have to arrive at this point in time to get into know more information, because they might tamper with the evidences is what they are also trying to look into. But there are different angles that they have been trying to probe, but it's very early for us to even jump the gun, as Shiv also pointed out, to give us any clear information as long as the officials confirm it to us.
We can see in these pictures, Srisha, that a lot of police have been deployed on platform number 9 as well as other parts of the railway station. As Priyamvada was just pointing out to us, this is election season, and the Chennai railway station definitely one of the most vulnerable areas because it can be so crowded at that time of the morning.
Well, that's right, Shiva. It's a very vulnerable area. That's why heavy police personnel were deployed at different locations and different junctions inside the Central Railway Station itself, because it has a floating population of at least 2,000 to 3,000 people who move across one of the biggest railway stations, after Egmore Railway Station in Chennai Central Railway Station, where it connects all the 4 lines. So this is one of the major railway stations where a lot of people do travel on a daily basis, and of course, it's a very vulnerable area. So, and this is the time that of course, run up to the results. Earlier also we did see.
Right, Kamaljeet Kaur Sandhu is also joining us from the capital. Kamal, any word in from the Home Ministry, any confirmations whatsoever on what the nature of the explosive may have been or who may be behind this?
Well, the incident has occurred early this morning. It's too early to really find out the details. They've left it to Tamil Nadu police to really have an assessment done and actually send it to Ministry of Home Affairs. But remember, there are these investigative agencies in the centre, especially the NIA, which has been formed only for terror-related investigations. So perhaps the team from the centre, the NIA team, would be rushed in some time, but this is only done about the intensity of the bomb.
Yes.
As to what really happened. They're saying they're still trying to assess the situation, the intensity of the bomb. And as I mentioned to you earlier, this is election time. This is an extremely sensitive time. They do not want to have any sort of panic. There have been reasonable alerts which have been sent across the country throughout the election season. There has been incidents, and we've seen through Yasin Bhatkal and other Indian Mujahideen models that they had plans to attack rallies, to attack politicians. This is also a time that there needs to be more deployment of security, and the needful was really done. But remember, there are vulnerable places, especially the railway station, the railway compartments. The security is always not around. So perhaps seeing the sort of timing that has been chosen, they've said that it's too early to call it a terror attack. They'll really want to see and assess the situation first. But yes, it's a fast-developing situation. They're still seeking report and awaiting details from Tamil Nadu police.
Rapidly developing story, Kamal. In the last 2 to 3 months, we've seen several reports of general alerts about what may happen during election season. But correct me if I'm wrong, was there's not been anything specific on Chennai so far, has there been?
Well, we posed that particular question to senior MHA officials. At this point of time, they haven't said anything of that sort. But yes, there has been a general alert. There's no specific alert, especially regarding to Chennai. But definitely, they would be going through the files. They would be speaking to the IB officials, a lot of people. And remember, this is still the early time. There would be a specific meeting, especially regarding the blast. There would be a thinking whether to send a central team, a data, post-blast analysis team, especially from the NSG. So there are specialized people who deal with this, and that is how they really want to assess the situation. They're saying they want to know the number of casualties, if any number of people injured. They have confirmed that the blast has taken place and number of injuries have taken place. So they are taking a very serious view of the situation.
Right, Kamal, absolutely. And also, you have been saying that there is a generic threat perception given the fact that, India is in the midst of elections, but nothing specific of this sort has perhaps been recorded with the Home Ministry so far.
Well, at this point of time, the information does suggest so that there is no specific information as far as Chennai is concerned. Remember, a lot of development has taken place, whether we're talking about the Rajiv Gandhi's killer's place or
right.
hanging case is concerned. We also know that Indian Mujahideen threat perception was there. But yes, there is no specific pinpointing of a particular event or anything to suggest. But yes, there are general elections which are taking place. So obviously, considering that there is a sensitive timing around this place, there would be assessment done, but at this point of time, they're seeking details from Tamil Nadu police. They'll really find out as to who is behind this, what is the intention, and whether this is a terror attack or not.
Kamal, thanks for bringing us those details. In the next 20 minutes or so, we hope to have a more comprehensive sort of outlook from the Ministry of Home Affairs about precisely how they're responding to this. For now, we can confirm through our correspondent, Kamaljeet Sandhu, that the Home Ministry is in touch with officials in Tamil Nadu and they are being given the latitude to identify all necessary information before the next course of action is being decided both at the state and the central level. The National Investigation Agency team will be in touch with the Tamil Nadu police to take things forward in the event that this is a terror attack. At this stage, that is not being ruled out, but none of the other options are being ruled out either. S4 and S5 bogies of the Guwahati Express, 2 explosions, 10 people injured, 6 of them serious, all of them hospitalized. The nature of the blast, we have to remind you, is not known just yet.